What is going on, everybody? I go by the name of Kari, and I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on SneakerPhetish. Today is kind of an interesting day. We got an early look at a brand new Air Jordan 1 that for a lot of people is very highly anticipated. However, while we also take a look at these, I also want to talk about a sneaker that was rumored to drop a little while ago that I actually showed on the channel, and why today I might have been wrong for showing you guys that sneaker. Without further ado, let's get into it. Boom. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Air Jordan 1 Pollen. This one has been talked about for a long time now. For a lot of people, it's what my brother Mr. Unloved 1 calls a TFP. If you don't know what that means, that's a top something priority, but this is a family-friendly channel, so I can't actually tell you what the F stands for. This is a really dope shoe. This is a good-looking shoe for the summertime. It's getting ready to come out, I believe, in the middle of August. It got pushed back once or twice, but now I believe the official date on it right now is August the 14th. But before we get into the sneaker once again, I want to get into the packaging. Let's go back to this for a second, because it's not every day that the Jordan 1 actually receives a special box, and I think that's really fly that they replaced the red on the regular Air Jordan 1 box with that same pollen color, this kind of darker yellowish color. Now, as somebody that suffers from allergies, I'm not the biggest fan of the name of the color, but at the same time, the sneaker itself looks pretty good. Let's dive in. All right, guys, starting with the upper of the sneaker here, regular Air Jordan 1 silhouette, nothing really different about it. You have this really nice tumbled leather, the black leather here that's in the quarter panels, going around to the back of the shoe, around the collar of the shoe, very soft leather, and on the toe box. A lot of people want to talk about the quality of the leather and the quality of the shoe. You know, it is what it is. It's getting really subjective at this point. You know, everybody always asks the first time a shoe comes out, how's the quality? How's the leather? Is it shattered backboard? Even though the shattered backboard came out in, what, 2015? And I feel like there's been a lot of better leathers and a lot of really good leathers that have come out since then, but I guess that's still kind of the standard. But I don't know, I mean, the leather's nice. Like, are you not gonna buy it if I tell you that the leather is not good? Like, I mean, for real, like, sound off and let me know. Like, if I were to be like, yo, the leather's not that great, would you be like, oh, okay, never mind, I'm not gonna spend my money on it? Or are you gonna be like, well, I still wanna see it for myself? Sound off down below, let me know. But the leather, like I said, it is nice. It's plush leather, it's a soft leather, it's pretty good. Now, offsetting that soft kind of tumbled leather on the quarter panels here, it feels almost like a mix between grain leather and nubuck, or maybe like a grain leather with some kind of a soft finish on it or something like that. It doesn't feel exactly like grain leather when you rub it, but you guys will have to see in person what I'm talking about. But I'm pretty sure it is grain leather. I'm pretty sure it's not nubuck. It doesn't have quite the same texture as nubuck, but it just feels like a grain leather that's got a little something added on top of it to make it just a little bit softer. But of course, you get that hit of yellow around the collar of the shoe, around the heel, on the swoosh, same material, same color, down the eyelets, of course, down the mud guards, and of course around the toe box. I want to show you guys this angle so you can actually see a little bit better this leather here. I like these edges, these kind of exposed edges on the leather, kind of this thicker leather here on these newer Air Jordan 1s. I really like it. So you guys actually can get an idea of what quality of leather you're going to be getting on this shoe. It's nice. Taking a top down look at the shoe here, you have the regular black nylon tongue. You actually get a set of pollen laces inside of the shoe. Again, you see that really nice soft tumbled leather on the toe box as well. As far as the tongue tag on the shoe here, you get the Pollen Air Jordan 1 tongue tag. This time you got the black swoosh with the white Nike Air stitched in. Rounding out the outer look, you get, of course, the black classic ball and wings logo on the lateral collar as well. White midsole with a yellow or a pollen outsole on this shoe as well. Now, the yellow on the outsole does seem to be a little bit different from the color yellow that's actually on the upper of the shoe. If you guys can see here, it looks like the yellow on the outsole is a little brighter, actually. It looks like this yellow on the upper is a little bit darker, but there you go, it is what it is. Now, as I mentioned previously, you do get the set of pollen laces included with the shoe. You also get a set of white laces, and you get a set of black laces with these. So you get 2 extra sets of laces, white, black, and then of course you have the regular pollen. So you guys can let me know down in the comments which set of laces you guys prefer. I don't know, with these, again, maybe the black on these, I'm thinking. I don't know, either the black or the pollen on these. They about super glued that insole in there again, but as you guys can see, you get a black insole on these with that pollen colored Nike Air on the heel. And that's pretty much it when it comes to the Pollen Air Jordan 1. Now, here's the thing about these shoes. Like I mentioned, they're a really nice shoe. Again, they're slated to drop August the 14th, but a little while ago, around 2019, 2020-ish, I wanna say, maybe even at the beginning of 2021, there was another kind of version of these shoes that was rumored to drop. And if you guys remember, we actually took a look at those shoes a little while ago, and I want to bring them back to kind of give a comparison and talk about why I might have been wrong. Remember these? These were the Air Jordan 1 Yellow Toe. That was a highly controversial, very interesting sneaker that was supposed to drop, I believe, back in 2019. I believe the original release date of this sneaker was supposed to be summer to fall of 2019. But of course, the sneakers never dropped. Instead, in its place, everybody talked about the Yellow Toe Air Jordan 1. Even the biggest blogs talked about the Yellow Toe Air Jordan 1. Pictures released. A lot of my other YouTube colleagues talked about these sneakers. A Sneaker Live, Mr. Fomer Simpson, all these different blogs talked about these. There were photos everywhere of the shoe, but the sneaker never dropped. And so, of course, in typical YouTube fashion, I put these on the channel, and probably because I'm a smaller channel, got a ton of comments and everybody was saying these are fake and these are this and these are that. So, as I mentioned a couple of videos ago, if I'm wrong about something, we're gonna talk about it here on the channel. If I'm wrong about a sneaker, if I show you guys a sneaker that ends up being fake or whatever it is, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna talk to you guys about it because y'all are the family. Of course, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys. So, as I mentioned, this sneaker ended up not dropping, and now that ended up becoming what I believe this sneaker was. Now, a lot of people speculated, like, did the sneaker ever even exist to begin with? Was it totally fake? I don't know. Like I mentioned, the sneaker had a style code, a color code, and it was poised through all of the normal channels that all early sneakers kind of go through when they're getting ready to be dropped on a retail release. These sneakers were going through that exact same channel, so it's hard to believe that these sneakers were just a total fake and totally made up in a totally different style code. Now, maybe the shoe got canceled. Maybe the shoe got morphed into something else, and before you guys comment, it's like, nah, you're totally wrong about that. Let's actually dive into that a little bit because there are a lot of sneakers that you guys may or may not remember that were actually canceled, that were legitimate releases. If you guys remember, there was supposed to be a Kobe 3 by Adidas that was supposed to drop a long time ago when he was still with the brand, but obviously he became a sneaker free agent and that sneaker never happened. The almighty, very coveted, very expensive Freddy Krueger SB Dunk Lows. Those were a canceled release, but if you see them on somebody's feet, chances are you're not gonna run up to them and tell them that the shoe is fake. Who remembers the Nike Zoom Vic 5 from 2007? Remember, that was a shoe that was supposed to come out, but ended up getting canceled because of all the legal trouble that he got in with dogfighting. In 2011, there was supposed to be a Cheech and Chong Nike Dunk High that was supposed to come out. That release got canceled. What about in 2012? There was a sneaker by Jeremy Scott that was called the Adidas JS Roundhouse sneaker. That was probably one of the most offensive sneakers I've probably ever seen before because it featured a big shackle on it and everybody called it the shackle shoes. For obvious reasons, that sneaker never dropped. Speaking of racially insensitive and very tone-deaf sneakers, Adidas was supposed to come out with a Black History collection in 2019 with an Ultra Boost that, for whatever reason, for Black History Month, was all white. So obviously that release ended up getting canceled and pairs got made of it and images got released of it, but we never saw it. You guys remember the Nike Air Max 1 Betsy Ross flag of 2019? Pairs of those actually made it into certain stores before Nike ended up pulling the plug because of the controversial flag that was on the back of the shoe. Remember, we talked about that sneaker as well on the channel. Nike ended up canceling that shoe, but not before a few people were able to get their hands on some pairs. In 2020, there was another SB Dunk Low that was supposed to drop, the 711 Nike SB Dunk Low. To this day, anytime you see an SB by you come out, there's a good chance you're gonna find at least one person that still does an ode to those canceled 711 SB Dunks out there. There's a lot more canceled releases that we've actually seen photos of, and in some cases we've actually seen real pairs of out here, but my favorite canceled release was the 2018 OVO Air Jordan 4 Raptors. If you guys remember, that sneaker came right around the time that Drake was in negotiations with Jordan Brand about whether or not he was going to continue on with the brand. We saw him wearing Adidas sometimes, and there were some things going on. That sneaker actually was shelved and ended up coming out way later, I believe in 2019. But if you own a pair of those, I want you to pause this video and go and look at the size tag of your OVO Jordan 4s if you have the kind that has Aubrey Graham's signature. You guys remember they actually did come out with a whole other production run that did not have Drake's signature on it, but later on they came out with the new version with Drake's signature on it, but the size tag on the production date says 2017. Now that's an important point because there were some videos that went around, and of course I saw them, that there were some people that will remain unnamed that ended up having some things to say about the legitimacy of the shoes that we were showing, and the claim that was made was that Jordan Brand would never hold a sneaker for a year or a year and a half in their warehouse or in their factory. But that proves false because that sneaker that was released in 2019 said 2017 on the production date. So yeah, Jordan Brand will hold a sneaker in a warehouse for a year and a half if need be. Now, as far as these sneakers, these are a go. These are coming out August the 14th. Hopefully they come out August the 14th, and they are definitely the real deal with the full retail packaging, extra laces, the shoe trees that say die cut sock liner on the bottom, and the whole 9 yards. So these will be what you guys are getting on August the 14th. Now, as far as these go, maybe I was wrong about these, and guys, listen, I apologize. If I was wrong about this sneaker, I owe you guys a public apology. We do our very best here at SneakerPhetish to show you guys sneakers as early as humanly possible, but to also make sure that we show you guys the real deal. This isn't a rep channel, and this isn't a channel that really condones the use of that. If that's your thing, that's your thing. I'm not mad at that, but like I mentioned over here, we do our very best to show you guys only 100% authentic product. And if I was wrong with this one, I'm gonna take the L on that. Possibly I was wrong on that one. But like I mentioned, these still tend to be a little bit interesting because there are a lot of sneakers that ended up getting canceled. This might have been one of them. This might not have been one of them. But for now, these are the ones that are a go for August the 14th. Now it's time for you guys to sound off in the comments and let me know what you guys think about the Air Jordan 1 Pollen due to drop August 14th. Are these ones that are on your must cop list? Are these ones that you're definitely gonna try to pick up? I'm pretty sure that these are probably gonna sell out the moment that they drop, just like pretty much every Air Jordan 1 high that's been dropping lately. Or are these a hard pass for you? Sound it down below, let me know. Of course, right down in the comments, make sure that you click on that subscribe button so we can welcome you into the SneakerPhetish family to make sure you don't miss out on any more heat that comes through like these, because I guarantee you, I got a lot more heat on the way. As always, I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on SneakerPhetish, taking a look at these with me, unboxing them with me for a couple of minutes. I go by the name of Kari. This is the Air Jordan 1 Pollen due to drop August the 14th. And until next time, I'm out.